Abby Hall, welcome back to the program. Happy New Year. How are you?
Thanks, Debo. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be kicking off 2026 with this chat.
Yes, and we are here to, look ahead to 2026 and also look backwards and celebrate your incredible 2025. Number 4 trail runner of the year. Maybe quickly to get started. I think of you as sort of like a contemplative person. Do you spend this time like reflecting and then like plotting the path forward into 2026? Like what's on your mind here as we turn a page on the calendar?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's so much that I'm celebrating from this last year. And, like obviously there's a lot of momentum I want to take into the upcoming season, but there's honestly just as much that I'm excited to like work on and finesse. And I'm just having more fun than ever with that finessing process. So like, yeah, it's an exciting time. Like there's a lot of dreaming that goes down for me right now for sure. But like, yeah, a lot of momentum from last year too.
Yeah.
When I used to work at Training Peaks and they used to call this time of year dreaming season because it's like when all the athletes are setting their goals, and we're all like staring at our calendars, trying to figure out how we want to fill the pages. So definitely feeling the dreaming season vibes.
Dreaming season. I love it. Build some sort of a content series around it eventually. But
yeah.
Well, maybe before we jump into some of your heroics, I just had Rod Farvart on the podcast and we talked about how you went out and supported him on his JMT, FKT effort. Yeah. I would love to get your side of the story too, because it sounds like you guys shared a very special sort of night and day and maybe even again on the trail. Share that story if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We had a blast out there. Rod was like flying ahead of schedule. And I was driving out from Flagstaff that morning to start pacing like around sunset that night. And like I got out of this like phone dead zone in Death Valley and did a like quick refresh in the tracker. And he was like so far ahead of schedule. I like sped to the parking lot. I was like had Cordis mission control at home, like refreshing, like mapping stuff out. And like literally just threw on my pack and took off running up the trail. I got to like the junction, missed him by like 3 minutes, some hikers said. So then I took off chasing him on the trail. The man was on a mission and it was just like so cool to like, be witnessing. And I mean, yeah, he was absolutely flying and I have no doubt that he's going to like complete it end to end in that flying style at some point. And it was just like, yeah, really cool to witness. I mean, obviously he's completed the trail before, but like he's going to throw down a mad effort on that whole route someday.
It seems like that's something you guys share is like an infatuation with that particular slice of heaven that is the JMT.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like how Rod and I first connected. And yeah, I think just anyone who loves it out there is like a kindred spirit to me. So it was cool to share some times out there.
I was looking at the Strava of your effort supporting him and it was like 22-hour Strava activity.
Oh yeah.
And it's titled something like My Absolute Ethos or something, which I'm sure is a story in and of itself. But the photo that you attached to with the photo of Rod with his headlamp on, it looks like sitting on top of a pass, looking into his bag. Yeah. What was going on there? I'd love to know like what was happening in that moment.
In that exact moment, I was like, you know what, Rod, you need to go ahead. Like this is me formally getting dropped. Here's the rest of your stuff. I'm going to take one last photo of you. I wish you all the best. Because yeah, he was just flying. And yeah, we like it was kind of, you get used to it when you're out there and you're like, yeah, this is just kind of like what we're doing. And then when you stop and take a photo like that, it really zooms you out to like, oh wow, it's October. We're up high in the snowy mountains, 3 a.m. And like, it just is like that reminder of how special it is what you're out there doing. So yeah, that was basically me getting dropped right after that photo.
I mean, no shame in that, right? Getting dropped by Rod Farvart on the JMT after putting in a 22-hour effort. I mean, I feel like you pulled your weight out there.
Yeah.
All right. So now talking about and celebrating your year, last time we talked, I think was at UTMB. And I'd love to just kind of talk about that too. I think it's an interesting story, but people will be familiar. Obviously, the golden ticket chase, the sort of I don't know, felt like a serendipitous opportunity to get into Western States based on the golden ticket roll down, based on MK's maternity deferral, then a win at Western States, and then UTMB. And then I obviously want to talk about McDowell Mountain Frenzy after that. But maybe just dwelling for a second on, UTMB and what happened there, because I think this is maybe an instructive and important moment in your career. And I'd love to hear it from your side of the story. Like, why'd you pull the plug? What was the overall learning from the DNF?
Yeah, absolutely. That was my first DNF, which was, I think I always thought it was gonna, I don't know, I didn't really know if I would just continue not having DNFs or how that would work. But in hindsight, I feel complete peace with the decision. And I think I always expected that experience of DNFing would be something that totally hangs over me. And I'm someone that, like you said, I think contemplates, maybe is a nice way of putting it, but just has a tendency to emotionally latch on to my goals and efforts. And I was really surprised how much peace I felt after, and letting go, making peace with my decision, learning what I could and moving on. And I think that was because I had this really unique contrast of, in a period of 2 months, having career high, and then really, it's hard for me to even say that it was a career low or something like that, because honestly, I just have been so happy about Western States since that. I feel just maybe a freedom in just throwing my hat in the ring, and if that's the saying, and going for it. I do think that this year, maybe it's a conversation it seems we're all circling around. Is this the double? Is it a good idea? Should we even be trying to make the double thing a conversation? And I feel more solidly in the camp of picking one, developing excellence at it. And then when the time comes to make a season about UTMB, I'll be super excited for that, that decision. But I think that a lot of us maybe shared similar experiences around that. For me, just the pivot in specificity was so huge. I think one thing that worked for me really well at Western States was I was really specifically prepared for exactly what it was. My training and everything mimicked that really well, and got me to the start line really prepared to feel a day at Western States was not that far off from the training days I'd done. Of course, it's still 100 miles, but versus, getting the raincoat on and, settling in for an all nighter, with the poles out and everything, was a big pivot. And, I've definitely had good years in the past out in Chamonix. And I know that there's still plenty of chapters ahead for me out there. But I think it was a reminder really in this seasons of specificity thing. I can't bank on just having had past good years out there if the past, let's say 6 months haven't had that kind of specificity. So I think that, specificity really is king for these races. And we saw it across the board at pretty much all the big high level racing this year.
That's so true. Your first DNF. I mean, that's pretty amazing. In however many years you've been in the sport, how long has it been? A decade, something like that?
Yeah, just shy of this. Yeah, it'll be 10 years in June. Yeah.
So what was the feeling there? How did you grapple with that in real time, especially coming off what I'm assuming was the peak moment of your life, winning Western States, then going to UTMB and succumbing to your first DNF? It's quite a contrast in experiences.
Yeah, it was unique. I mean, I think I felt like I realistically maybe wasn't hungry enough for it. I just had so much of the season had been focused on getting to Western States, then executing Western States. Then I'm not sure I had that emotional well built up, ready to empty myself a race like UTMB requires. And so it kind of, was just a a slow, drawn out process of kind of getting slapped around in the night by the weather and then pulling the plug in Arnuva. Shout out to fellow Arnuva DNFers. I think Pablo Villa and I bonded around that this year. We left Qualifier, but yeah.
That's the place to drop out, because then you don't have to go over the Grand Col Ferret. You just drive back through the tunnel and you're back in your bed.
Starting to run through the logistics in your head. And I mean, I joke about it now, but I was definitely like pretty emotional in the moment, but then, had a nice contemplative one-on-one shuttle ride with one of the big, like they have the big buses lined up for the DNFs, but I was like the only one in that stretch. So it was just me and this bus driver quietly going back to Courmayeur. It was like, it's so crazy how this starts with so much pageantry and excitement. And here I am now just with like this nice Italian man driving me back.
It conjures a brilliant visual to be a fly on the wall in that bus. That'd be fun. Tell me about the process of going back to the drawing board after that. I mean, I'm sure it left you hungry, even in the wake of your awesome victory at Western States. What was going through your mind after UTMB? How'd you get back on the horse?
Yeah, really spent fall kind of just focusing on pulling the plug on, any formal racing, and just wanted to take the time to do other life things. Like Cordes and I went to Paris after the race. That was super fun. Did like some backpacking trips, like went out and helped Rod. And I think even like helping Rod was one of those things I remember talking with like Coop on my calendar, where it was kind of like, am I trying to like race this fall, or am I trying to like do stuff like this? And I think actually like that trip out, like helping with Rod, was one of those things that like pulled me in the direction of like, it's time to like fill up the well and the heart again. And like the next time I, was going to be racing, I wanted to feel like, like a real pull towards it, just because I think in hindsight, like I said, UTMB was a little bit tacked on, which I certainly, like I said, don't regret, just given the momentum that I was feeling this summer. I genuinely think I would have always wondered, if I hadn't raced UTMB. Like, I think one thing during, like when I was injured, I remember thinking like there were so many periods of time where I was like such a perfectionist about racing. And I remember just like sitting on the couch being like, man, you should have raced that, or you should have like started that. Like you were so fit. And like, it's so easy to get so picky about like that remaining, 2% like towards perfection. And, I'm glad I went for it. But yeah, fall was about refilling the cup. And then, ended up feeling like, like there's a good amount of time between August and like some of these end of the season races, like November, like Cape Town, like JFK, things like that. And I think those were some of the ones that I'd been considering. So I think as those came around, I started to feel like the FOMO creep in, and then like kind of on a whim decided to race here in Arizona at a 50 miler here in the McDowell Mountain Frenzy, which is, I spend the winters down here with Cordes and I stay with my folks down here often. And those are the trails that are like what I'm running on this time of year. And so it was really like the course that drew me in. It's like, I'm sure everyone has a route like this to them where it's like, it's 11 minutes from here to here, and then you turn here. And if you're feeling good, it's 5. If you're feeling bad, it's 7 minutes. It's like kind of one of those courses for me. So it was really fun to just go out and play and be like, know what some of my splits are, try and hit some PRs. And ended up, grabbing the ice bandana at an 8. And I was just like feeling like, okay, like, back in it.
Back in it.
Yeah.
Well, you're bearing the lead here, Abby. I mean, McDowell Mountain Frenzy, Aravaipa race down there in Arizona, overall win and course record in the 50 miler. It must have been a nice way to bounce back from UTMB. And also, as you said at the start of our conversation, build momentum into 2026.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think coming out of UTMB, I felt like it actually pushed me back towards an excitement of this kind of like fast, runnable, hot, like American West racing. And so, yeah, like maybe it would be easy to look at my season and be like, oh, she's going to totally like focus on UTMB next year. But I'm actually feeling like a continued real excitement towards Western States and actually Black Canyon again. And so, like, I feel like I'm coming out of this season just with like a more clear understanding of the things that really excite me about the sport right now. And yeah, like what I genuinely enjoy racing and how I want to train day in, day out. And I feel like I kind of know the stuff that gets me going right now.
Yeah. Okay. So before we start talking about 2026 and look ahead, is there anything else that you want to reflect on from 2025 from this season, from the chase of the golden ticket? I mean, one of the most special things of the entire year for me, Abby, you should know, was doing your finish line interview on the track. And Corinne's final question to you is something like, what would you say to somebody who's struggling right now? And you saying, just believe, trust that it's going to come back. And of course, for you, there's a lot to reflect on there too, to go through your own battle and then arrive on the sport's biggest stage and to win after multiple years of hardship and adversity and always seeing things through to the end up until that point. Is there anything else from 2025 that stands out to you as special?
I mean, yeah, you summarized that moment really well. And I feel like, I feel like I've spent the back half of the year really soaking in that moment and what it's meant to me. It's like, yeah, it's not getting old for me yet. And I feel just, grateful to like, have those memories like with you guys right there at the finish and all that. So special. I think like maybe from a more tactical perspective, like I'm interested looking back in how the golden ticket chase actually worked in my favor going into Western States. I think like we talk a lot about like, say for me looking to this year where I've already got my Western States entry, I think it's easy to say like, oh, this is going to be even better because there's like an open runway up to the race. I actually think that like the ticket chase, like wasn't a bad way to build to the race. Especially with the year prior being kind of my like dipping a toe back into racing again. Like it got me like scrappy and got me like fighting for, like every second, every minute. And I think it taught me a lot of kind of tactical things that by the time I got to the start line in June, I felt like really seasoned already. And so that was like something, while I'm not going to be chasing a ticket going into like, next year, I feel like I want to carry that theme forward of just like throwing myself in dense competition, continuing to like finesse and,
Dude,
like,
that's
I think
fascinating.
Yeah.
Just thinking about examples about this in recent years. Remember Tom Evans came over to Black Canyon and got second place behind Anthony Costales just before he won the race.
Yeah.
And I think looking ahead towards next year, Francesco Puppi on the men's side is listed on the start list right now. Hans Troyer, I think also yourself.
Yeah.
So just jumping into the golden ticket races, even when you don't need a golden ticket, maybe that is a really solid way to build towards Western States itself, even if you don't need it. Wow.
It's an interesting thought to consider. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who have like, bucked that pattern in either direction. But I do think right now, like the golden ticket races have like this excitement and momentum to them that like is just drawing in all of us. And and it's just like a good way to like practice that kind of like sharp racing that Western States requires.
Awesome. So F1 comes back. That's going to be the main focus for next year. Black Canyon is an intermediate step. Is there anything else on your radar that our fans should be looking out for where you might be racing in 26?
I am planning to like, my plan is to race CCC again at the end of the summer. So yeah.
An easier double.
What's that?
An easier double. At least there's
an
more evidence of that being easier.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like my heart is long-term still like in UTMB in terms of like figuring that out, but I want to be conscious of like not taking on too much at once. And so, for me, it feels exciting to, return to CCC, go for that double. And that feels like a little bit more manageable to me. But otherwise some yeah, still figuring out kind of some of the other races in between.
All right. Well, maybe a third podium at CCC for Abby Hall in 26. Exciting.
Yeah, who knows?
I've been asking everybody to share in closing one thing that had nothing to do with running that was amazing for you in 2025. Are there any highlights from the year off the race course without running shoes on that you want to share with the audience?
Oh gosh. I loved getting out to the San Juans last summer after Western States. We went out in the van and just like, had like some, I mean, obviously they were running shoes on because it's the San Juans, but like it was, just like really fun to be like out there camping with friends and enjoying some easy days offline after like the days after Western States were like very much online, and it felt really good to like unplug a little bit and just like have some, camp dinners by the river, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I got to pace Germo and then hand him off to your husband, Cordis, who took him on the victory lap, that brutal final 50K all the way back to Silverton.
Yeah.
So we were on the same team there. That was good.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Abby, you're amazing. It's so fun to follow your career. Congratulations. Number 4 trail runner of the year. A lot of momentum for 2026. We'll see you at Black Canyon.
Thanks, Devo. See you out there.
A big thanks to All Conditions Gear ACG for supporting Freetrail's 2025 Trail Runner of the Year awards. Of course, ACG is leveraging Nike's research and innovation engine to design and develop cutting-edge trail running products, building on the rich multi-decade legacy of Nike ACG's outdoor product creation engine. We will all remember Caleb Olson, a member of the All Conditions Racing Department who won Western States, wearing a crazy-looking long-sleeve tee, the Radical Airflow, the super shoe of apparel, or the super shirt, as I call it. It is just the beginning of ACG's investment into innovation in trail running. On the footwear side, the ACG Ultrafly is powered by Nike's industry-leading Zoom X foam, a carbon fiber plate, Vibram light-based outsole that all work together to enable phenomenal propulsion, a responsive ride, and next-level control in all conditions, on all terrain. I have personally been running a bunch in the ACG Ultrafly myself, in addition to the tried and true Wild Horse, Kiger, Zegama, the Trail Pegasus. ACG is officially here in the trail running world, and we are grateful for their support. Learn more at allconditionsgear.com. Link in the show notes. Elhousine, welcome to the podcast. Nice to see you. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. And happy year for everyone involved.
Yes. So we are here to celebrate your 2025 season. But before we get started, you were number 4 in our voting this year. But I would love to also hear what it meant to you to win the honor and the distinction of being the Trail Runner of the Year of 2024. Let's start there.
Yeah, I am very happy. Last year, I am winner athlete of the year. But this year, I am very happy with my performance, with most race, participation in the world. And for me, very happy because you have another friend, you visit another country. That is great.
Yes, awesome. Yeah. So this is our first time ever having you on the show. I've obviously been a fan of yours for a while now. I would love to just hear a little bit about your background in Morocco. Could you just share a little bit about your roots for our audience and maybe a little bit about the Berber culture and the Berber people?
Yeah, for example, I talk with you now because I changed. You have the tent. I live in the tent. And I changed place because I don't have good connection. Yeah, so for this moment, I am with my family. I stay with him because my family, you like desert, you like the mountain. I stay with him a little bit. I don't run not of much, but I am very happy. It's important to stay with my family, with original life and another world and another life.
Yeah. I watched the documentary that Normal made about you called The Nomad, which was really my first introduction into, the Berber culture. I would love for you to share a little bit about that nomadic lifestyle and whether or not maybe that's part of what's made you such a strong endurance athlete, is that maybe for many generations, you and your relatives have sort of been on the move.
Yes, reality, for this life, I give me all the difficult for life, nomad life in Sahara Desert. I give me man strong, and for me, I am never go in the big city, big university. But for me, big university, that is the life university in Sahara Desert.
So you do spend, at least part of the year in Switzerland. Share a little bit about what you do there and what life looks like when you're in Europe compared to when you're living in a tent in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, sometimes is different lives, but just far. But I am very happy in Europe, in Switzerland, because you have a lot of friends, lot of fun, a lot of place for training and trail running, and big problem for me just far with my family. But I am very happy if you go in Switzerland because I like this country.
So, of course, you are now the 2-time champion of the Golden Trail World Series. And in recent years, the men's races have come to be dominated by what is now known as the Fantastic Four: yourself, Patrick Kipneno, Philemon Kiriago, Remy Bonnet, although this year was a little bit different for him. Share a little bit about what that friendly rivalry has been like and how you guys have helped each other be at your best, because all 4 of you are now in Trail Runner of the Year this year, and I think in years past too.
Yes, with these guys, with Remy, with with the guys Africa, I like always change with name because for me, if you have a lot of country in a race, most athletes strong compete with him. For me, is always a big pleasure and good adventure.
Awesome. So this season you won Zegama, you won Broken Arrow, you won the Tepec Trail race, you won the Golden Trail final. What was the main highlight for you if you had to choose from the 2025 season?
Yeah, for example, last year, reality, I ran always Zegama. I never winner Zegama. You have a 4 year. I am always second place, 3 place. But last year I returned with a lot of energy. For example, with normal team, you have I changed a lot of. For example, with this team, helped me a lot of, and you have coach. And last year I changed a lot of shoes, and winner Zegama for me is a big dream.
Incredible. So conversely, of course, if you look at your results list in really the last couple of years, there's not a lot of maybe what you could interpret as bad days. But was there anything from 2025 that was a harder learning experience for you? Anything that you look back on as an important, just like learning moment that maybe didn't come easy?
Yeah, last year is not easy for me. For example, I ran all the races good, but one race I am never. I don't know what happened always with Serginal. I make this race one day winner. But I think for me, that is one race you like one day winner, but I think it's difficult, but you can do it one day maybe.
Yeah. And now that's been the case a couple of times for you, I think, right? What is it about Sierzinal that's been hard for you to get right?
Yeah. For example, last year for me is not objective for me winner in Serginal. For me, I start the season. My objective is winner more. Golden Trail World Series, and winner Zegama, and the winner the final.
So what does it mean to you to now be the 2-time champion of the Golden Trail World Series?
Yes, for me, winner 2-year Golden Trail World Series is big dream. I am very happy because Golden Trail World Series won the race, the best in the world, and you have always the best athlete in the world, and the winner Golden Trail World Series is for me is a big dream.
I mean, the racing has become so competitive and so exciting on the Golden Trail World Series that I think the person who is able to win that series, I don't know, to me, it feels like a massive achievement and maybe the most significant achievement in our sport at this time, certainly up there with things like winning UTMB. I wanted to ask you what it's been like for you as somebody who comes from the background that you do to go from being kind of an unknown athlete, certainly not somebody who was, globally known, to now being sort of famous and someone who is now seen as one of the best in the world. How has that been for you?
Yeah, you talk for the UTMB, you like one day, for example, around this big distance. And for this moment, I'm not ready. But one day, my future is around long distance, and winner for in the global for me is I am very happy because one person you live in Sahara Desert, you live like sample, and now I am with best athlete in the world. For me is historic, and I give a lot of motivation now for children, for nomad here in Sahara Desert, and a lot of guys now in Morocco. You have motivation for runs, or because you look me in the TV, in the sport, and for me is I give for a lot of children, lot of best image for run trailer running.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that too, because there aren't a lot of Moroccan trail runners, certainly not professional Moroccan trail runners. You are basically the only one. Do you feel a responsibility or a motivation to represent Morocco and the Berber culture on these global events?
Yeah, I tell you reality. Last year, for example, I like run with Federation Morocco, but I don't compete Moroccan Federation. I wait always one day compete in World Championship, but Moroccan I don't compete in World Championship. And reality, I like run for my country, but I don't compete in World Championship. But it's difficult, yeah.
But there are Moroccan kids and other Moroccan guides, which I know you do professionally also, who have looked for you for inspiration.
Yes, now we have a lot of athletes, a lot of organization, the trail running, and yeah, you have lot of now trail running, lot of that is good.
Well, congratulations for all your success, especially in these last 2 years. Looking to 2026, are you planning to compete on the Golden Trail World Series again, or do you have different goals for this year?
For this reality, I don't have the planning, but I like I like return in Golden Trail World Series, and I will be try some long distance, but not for this moment, but one day.
Well, a lot of people, myself included, have speculated as to maybe when Elhousine might run something like OCC. Is that something that intrigues you or motivates you?
One day, one day yeah, one day for this moment, I am okay with distance short, but one day, yeah, I will be here for the long distance. Yeah.
All right. Well, we can all be excited for that. Elhousine, I've been
Yeah.
closing all these interviews with the same question, which is to share one non-running highlight from you for 2025, something that didn't have anything to do with sport or performance, but was particularly enjoyable.
Yeah, for this sport trail running, I am very happy because I visit some country, some good country. You have news fun. We have a good ship with another athlete. That for me is good because you have a news fun, news friend, and this is important for me.
Amazing. Well, Elhousine, again, congratulations on another amazing season. Thanks for coming to chat about it a little bit, and good luck in 2026.